XRP and Ripple to change everything in the monetary system. I truly, truly believe that. That is why it is the number one holding in my investment strategy. It's 43% of my digital assets. In today's video, I'm going to break down how Ripple, the company, just keeps forging forward and crushing the competition. Not only are they acquiring massive, massive companies, but they've created a technology, XRP, that helps change the monetary system as we know it. Now, I'm only coming from my current paradigm and what I've experienced being in the banking system for 10 years. When I left the banking system, this is really important, guys. When I left the banking system in 2017, I went to CBA Executive Banking School. We learned how to scale banks from the ground up. And when I looked at the technology of XRP, the first thing I said was, why are banks not using this? Now, listen to this. When I left the bank in 2017, we're using a thing called, I think it was called SN44. It was the DOS system. It was the black screen with the green lines, right? That's how we were transferring clients' money. Think about that. That was 2017 and how quickly things advanced. Now, remember, what did Rosie Rios say? You need a shock to the system to change consumer behaviors. Rosie Rios, sits on the board of Ripple. She was a 43rd Treasurer of the United States, and she's responsible for bringing in a new currency. She was told to reduce coin and cash usage in 2012, but she couldn't because Obama turned the rescue plan on full blast. So then, boom, we go through a shock to the system in 2020, the pandemic worldwide shock. Money's dirty, money's not clean. Then you start to go to your favorite restaurants. We're cashless now, no longer making pennies anymore. Trump says 9 years ago in 2017, we're going to be an even playing field monetarily before we know it. He launches his own stablecoin, USD1. World Liberty Financial brings in the Stablecoin Act, and now we have the Clarity Act coming in. So think about this from a logical sense. You own a bank, okay? You own a bank, and you want to implement these new technologies because you're in the archaic banking system and you know you're about to get left behind. You know you're about to get crushed. And a company like Ripple comes in, has been around since the beginning, continues to dominate and innovate, and is the only cryptocurrency with true regulatory clarity. You're logical. You're a business owner. You run a bank, and your job is to risk management is your number one job as a banker. That's your number one job. Are you going to go with a company and a technology that has regulatory clarity that beat the SEC, or are you going to go with some new innovative company that's trying to figure it out? That's where logic comes in for me. So that's why XRP is my number one holding. Now let's dive into the amazing news that keeps coming out. Now we're going to end the video with Brad Garlinghouse's statement that really, really, really ties it in. You know, at the end of his statement, he says, let's